Welcome to the Waiting Warriors podcast. As loved ones of first responders and military personnel, we often face life situations and challenges that many others don't experience. And while each of us and our experiences are unique, together we can learn from one another and become stronger in this journey of life. Now let's step out of mediocrity. It's time to thrive. Okay, welcome everybody to the Waiting Warriors today. I'm really excited about today's episode. We have Kristen and Seth Horst, who are founders and creators of an awesome program and company called Hero Fit Family. So welcome, Seth and Kristen. I'm really happy to have you today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yes.
No problem. I'm excited. So we'll just get started off like we do with all our people. So start off by telling us, what's your family and job situation?
Okay. I am a police officer. I've been one for about 10 years. And I work for a large state police agency, like a state trooper.
Okay.
We have two kids, a boy 9 years old and a girl 7 years old. And Kristen... Well, I'll let her explain that. Go ahead.
What I do?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'm just, I'm kind of the back end of Hero Fit Family. So I just sit at home and work on getting things ready for all the stuff we're doing and putting out.
Yes. A lot of work.
Yes.
And run the house. And
yeah. I like how it's funny how we always say just. Oh,
right.
I'm just doing this. And then we have a list of about 10 things.
Totally. And that's something I'm working on too. Not saying just.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm at home and take care of the kids, running around, doing all that kind of stuff. And that's a lot of work too. So it's a lot of fun.
She does everything and I just go to work, basically. Compared to that.
Awesome. Okay. And so this podcast is all about, for those of you who are new to the show, this podcast is all about the loved ones for military personnel and first responders, and just kind of how to thrive in this situation and this job instead of feeling like the job is just a hard thing on our family. We want to turn the whole situation into a way that we can really thrive in this situation. So personally, I found that it's so important to focus on my self-care. Otherwise, I just get completely burnt out. So I'm curious what you guys do for self-care.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. Well, I guess I'll start. For me, I do a lot of self-care, and for that, I guess I'll start with like working out and just being healthy, for one, is just extremely important to me. And when I let that slide at all, my mindset completely suffers, and I get really stressed. So that's something for me that's really important. Other than that, I do a ton of reading and personal development. In that sense, I listen to a lot of podcasts. Yeah. And I try to meditate once in a while. Something I want to do. And I try. So yeah, I think that kind of sums it up for me.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, my self-care, I'm pretty religious about doing jujitsu twice a week. That's about all I can fit in with my schedule. And I did it a lot in my younger years. And then for whatever reason, we had kids and things were tough when they were little, and I just totally backed off. And then only in the last 6 months, I've gotten back into it, and it's been awesome for me. It's a great way to get a workout in. I get like aggression out. And it just soothes my soul to the deepest point. So it's great. I also try to get in 1 day of CrossFit a week. I go with Kristen, and I can only do it on Mondays at 5:30 in the morning. Ooh. So I go do that with her. Yeah. And then I try to get another 2 to 3 days a week of working out, heavy lifting or whatever I can get in. It's sometimes hard, with schedules to do anything, but something is better than nothing.
I like that. Something's better than nothing.
It's kind of our philosophy on things, is just try to be a little bit better than you were the day before and go from there. I also read a lot and listen to podcasts quite a bit on my way to work and back. So that always gives me new ideas and kind of, I don't know, it just sends me down different paths, which I enjoy. Meditation. Yeah, I get, I'd like to say that I do, but maybe I get a minute here and there, but I guess again, that's better than nothing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, awesome. So I love that you said, Kristen, that you focus on eating. What are your favorite resources for better eating habits and recipes?
I really just concentrate on eating whole foods and keeping processed foods out as much as possible. Those are, when we get to processed foods, they can be pretty toxic to your body. And so I just noticed when I keep the sugar low, I keep the whole foods, I really feel so much better and I have so much energy and my brain is so much clearer. So it's really simple for me. And for recipes, I literally just Google search, like either paleo or Whole30 or whatever. And not because I practice those, but because I know those are like they'll be whole food recipes.
Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah.
And then you both mentioned podcasts and audio. So I'm curious, what are both of yours top two? Or current favorites, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, I am currently and I can't get enough of Oprah's Super Soul Conversations. It's so uplifting and I don't know, I just love it. And the other one I probably listen to the most is Mind Your Business with James Wedmore. And it's, I guess you would call it a business podcast, but it's not really. He mostly talks more about mindset and different stuff like that in there.
Yeah.
So one I love.
Yeah, those are good. And for me, I'm so stuck on Joe Rogan. I love him. I don't tend to listen to any of the comedians that he has on there or the UFC stuff. But he pulls on some, people from all walks of life, astrophysicists to, botanists, and they're all so interesting. I listened to one on coyotes and I don't care about coyotes, but it was so interesting. So I really enjoy his. I'm jealous because I think he has access to all these amazing people.
The ultimate job. Right.
What a cool job. He gets to talk to just the top people in every field. The other one I listen to a lot is Jocko Willink. And his are a little darker, a little deeper, but anybody in the warrior business or first responder business, I think would benefit quite a bit from his. He talks a lot about PTSD and just other experiences in war and conflict. And it's good.
I'll have to make sure I put those in the show notes so everybody can access those because those sound really fun. So it sounds like you guys really take good care of yourself, which is probably why you are, to me, you're really good awesome examples of taking care of yourself and being a good family, even though Seth is a cop. And so it's helpful for me to see that it can be done, and you did mention you have 2 kids though. So what do you guys do to stay connected as a family?
This is good. So, yes. And mind you, we haven't always been this way. Like we weren't born clean eaters or, fitness people or good parents. It's it's a learning process.
Yes,
so. Absolutely. I only have 5 Dr. Peppers a day in high school.
Right.
I have totally completely changed my healthy habits. But anyways.
Yes. So. But okay, so the number one thing I think that for us as a family is we eat dinner tonight almost every day. And I'm fortunate in my current position at work that I'm home. I'm working a day shift, so I'm home at dinner. It hasn't always been that way. See, it's not something everyone can do. But it's so huge because we all get together, we talk about the day. We spend time with the kids. we like to play a game. I'll let Kristen explain it because she brought it into the house. It's called the gratefulness game. So go ahead and tell them about that.
So it's pretty easy. When we're sitting around eating dinner, we play the grateful game, and we just go around and we say like 3 to 5 things that we're grateful for. It could be that day or overall. And it's really awesome. And it like just brings so much positive energy into our life. And I mean, anything from like, the kids could be like, I love plants because they give us air, or something like that. You know, another thing, it works really well too. Like, if one of the kids are really having a hard day or upset, we'll go, okay, well, tell me 5 things you're grateful for. And it helps turn the mood around. Yeah.
Like every time it really works well.
I love that.
So
yeah. So after, and speaking of the dinner thing, we eat dinner together at the table, even if Seth's not home. So I think that's really important because it's time to, connect with the kids and slow down. And then another thing that we do, we have a family adventure once a week.
Oh, fun.
So yeah, so it could be, we try to make it outdoors if the weather allows for it. And, so it doesn't have to be a long thing that we do, but, even if it's like a quick 1 mile hike or something like that, or we go explore a new area, sometimes we just drive. Yeah. Like, let's see what we can find today.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes we like to push ourselves and kind of get out of the comfort zone. And we took the kids on a full moon hike the end of the summer. And it was like 2 miles straight up to above 10,000 feet after dark. It was challenging. It was challenging for us. And, our 7-year-old was just trucking along, and it was,
and when we got to the top,
impressive.
And when we got to the top, it was so stinking windy. Like I was holding and freezing, and I was holding on to our 7-year-old, so she didn't like fall off the mountain or something. But when they got down and we got to the bottom and back to the car, it was like they were filled with so much pride that they accomplished that, and then they fell asleep within like 2 minutes.
That's awesome. And I bet that is something that they will probably never forget, is that one time that mom and dad made us do this crazy hike in the middle of the night, and it was so windy and
the moon didn't even come out until after we got but it was awesome, and those are the experiences that we try to do together, and hopefully, like you said, the kids will remember it, and we get connected as a family, and it helps us to have, and when we do these things, like we have the best conversations with the kids, and, we really have a lot of real talk with our kids where we talk about life and break it down. We don't, that's one thing we really don't, what do we call it? Like sugarcoat it with the kids.
Right.
And it seems to be working out pretty well.
That's good. Yeah. Well, I also like that your family outing didn't go perfectly, but that's not what it's about. I think sometimes I get stuck in my head that, we shouldn't go and do XYZ because it is windy today, or, we only have an hour when I really want a few hours. But, that's awesome that you guys keep doing it, even though it's not perfect. It's still so good for your kids.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. That challenge for them is awesome. I mean, I like to say hard environments make hard people. So, and I want my kids to grow up to be tough. I mean, me growing up, my parents did stuff like that with us all the time. And my brother and I joked about it just last weekend that it made us really good at being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And I think that's just an awesome benefit to anyone's life to be able to do that. Especially as a first responder, I might get down to Oakland for a riot, and here I am at 4 a.m. and it's freezing cold and raining, and I'm getting yelled at and stuff thrown on me, and it's uncomfortable. But I learned ways to get around.
Well, and for your kids, so my husband's in the military, and when he first joined, I knew he was going to have to deal with hard things, but I don't think I realized how much it would impact my family and my kids. And so I think it's awesome that your kids are learning they can do a hard thing. And being a first responder family is a hard thing. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, but it's still a good life because they can handle it and they can find the good in it. And it's still a good life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they also are prideful in it too. You know, they feel a lot for what their dad does.
Yeah. That is awesome.
That's awesome.
So you guys have Hero Fit Family, which is your company. Can you tell us more about it?
Sure. So what we wanted to do was to help other first responders and military families de-stress their lives. So we wanted to do that by helping or teaching them, I guess, to be more active, like eat better, and also have a better mindset when it comes to family life. So if you want to...
Yeah, I guess our end goal here is to create online courses where we can help people with that are in this position as us. Yes. Because we recognize it's difficult to do in-person training, especially, with first responders spread out all over the U.S. and military people all over the world. I think online is going to be our best approach for actually reaching everyone like that.
That's awesome. So right now, I know you guys just put out the morning routine chart, which I totally have printed out in my house. We've had it for a week and it is awesome, guys. Like, kudos to you. It's such a simple thing, but it makes a huge difference.
That was born out of sheer frustration because my morning we're like, Seth's not home in the mornings. And I was like sitting there like, have you brushed your teeth? Have you brushed your teeth? Have you put your shoes on? 10 minutes later, have you put your shoes on? What do you have to do? What do you have to do? And we were like, running out late, and then I'm frustrated and they're upset because I'm upset, and it was just a nightmare. And so I kind of thought, what if I didn't have to ask them and I actually taught them how to kind of be responsible and think for themselves? So the whole point of the morning routine chart is it's listed out for them. They mark it out when it's done, and I do not say a word except for, have you completed your morning routine chart? Nope. Okay, get on it.
It works. Like I've now been able to witness it when I'm, the days I'm off, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how much smoother that is. And also, it's teaching the kids personal responsibility, right? We're not there to hold their hand every step of the way. They are going to have to learn at some point, and it helps so awesome. Much for that. It's cool.
I seriously have loved it, and it hasn't been as seamless for me, but my oldest is 4, so you can only expect so much.
For sure.
Yeah. It's a good place to start, and you can start with little things, and I don't know, I think overall it's just going to benefit her, the little ones.
I love it. So where can people find you if they want that morning routine, to see what else you guys are putting out, so they know what's happening and when those coaching or those courses are going to be up? Where should they go?
Cool. Just our website would probably be the best place, which is herofitfamily.com. And, there's a free resource tab. So I believe the morning routine chart's in there, and all kinds of other goodies. And then on Facebook, we are just, at facebook.com/HeroFitFamily.
I love it. Well, everybody should really go and check HeroFitFamily.com out. I'll put that and the link to their Facebook in the show notes, so it's just that much easier. And then let's end with the last question that I always like to ask everybody. What is your key to thriving that you want to share with warriors, in this case from Seth, and waiting warriors?
All right. I would say effort. Life is not easy for a first responder family, and to live a life of purpose and presence, you need to put in work. Bottom line, nothing's going to come to you and get handed to you without you putting in the work and trying for it. And that's a hard thing to do. But once you make the decision, or you have the reason why in your head, that makes it a lot easier.
Love that. Well said. Kristen, what about you?
Oh, I think I'm just going to back up Seth on that one, and maybe add in consistency. Once you put in effort, that effort kind of sometimes can dwindle, but you got to be consistent with your efforts.
Because it's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Yes. I was like,
no,
yeah.
That's the right way, Okay. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Seth and Kristen. Everybody go check out herofitfamily.com, and we will talk to you guys next time.
Thank you very much.
Hey everyone, I have a favor to ask. If you have enjoyed this podcast, can you leave a review and subscribe? I promise it just takes a second, and that will help more people find this podcast. Also, I'd love for you to join us in our Facebook group. Just go to facebook.com/thewaitingwarrior, click groups, and then The Waiting Warriors. Until next time, have an awesome day.